Hello, I'm Anna Kinuthia. Welcome to a new episode of the Unwritten Rules Diaries. In every episode, I explore unwritten rules about a certain topic and how they potentially impact happiness levels in our daily life. I hope the insights I'm sharing with you will bring you some more awareness about the unwritten rules that are present in your personal life, so you can create more and more happiness for yourself, a high quality life for you and your loved ones. Great to have you here, and I hope you enjoy this Unwritten Rules Diary. Hi, I hope this video finds you well and ready to play around with some unwritten rules of your personal life. Today, I would like to dive into the moments of conflict. When we pursue a happy life, moments of conflict can really be in our way. At the same time, we all know, however good our life and the relationships we have built are, there will still be moments of miscommunication, misunderstanding, or conflict. And when you live intensely together with other people or one particular person, there are just a great deal of things you need to agree on. And that you don't think exactly the same about everything is quite common, I would say. We will face opposing views in our lives, in our relationships. Actually, it's quite top of mind for me to discuss this topic because my partner and I had an intensive one this week. Fortunately, we have worked for the last 15 years on our culture of repair, how Esther Perel puts it. I will share a bit more later on this. When there is a history of interaction between people, it's interesting to see what patterns of thought and behaviors, what unwritten rules are present with regard to the tone, choice of words, our ability to remain present and not allow emotions, old stories, old conclusions to take over, our ability to stay on topic, our ability to keep the connection and verbalize our personal needs. This all determines how moments of conflict arise and disappear in our lives. Our unwritten rules regarding conflict determine whether we experience escalation, avoiding confrontation, or maturely discussing disputes and grow together. Do our unwritten rules make our conflict unnecessarily bigger? Do our unwritten rules sweep important feelings and messages from the table? Or do our personal unwritten rules make it possible to have a constructive conversation about any topic, also topics we might be emotionally charged about? Therefore, it's super interesting to dive into our unwritten rules during difficult moments. What I learned from Esther Perel, and the exact resource you can find next to this video, is that a relationship is based on the repair. In long-term relationships, you will encounter disappointments. We can be disappointments in each other's reactions, tone of voice, insinuations, requests, silence, assumptions, feedback, or whatever. But it's how we heal the disappointment that really matters. In the repair, you show the other person is still important to you by doing small things for each other. Like, I don't like what you just said, and I expressed it to you. Now, do you want coffee? It's like you annoy me, but you are still in my life. And I love how Esther puts it. Taking responsibility is the ultimate freedom. I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. I understand your view on the matter. Wow, that would be a very mature way to deal with disappointments, huh? I don't know about you, but I can still see unwritten rules in my relationships with certain people that I would like to bend a bit more towards this. So let's take those insights to our own lives. When you have a dispute and you get that feeling of, there we go again, are you also familiar with that feeling? That's when unwritten rules are showing themselves in your own life. So next time, pay attention when you think, there we go again. There is an opportunity for growth. Those are the moments you want to capture and milk because you are evolving. Because being aware of your current patterns is the first step towards sustainable culture change. To bring this home, allow me to share something personal. The unwritten rules my husband and I had when we just started our relationship, somewhere in our early 30s. Back then, these were some unwritten rules we faced during moments of conflict. We trigger each other with the tone of our voice. When we are tired, it gets easier, more ugly. We end in a stalemate. He's quiet, I'm worked up, and we have not solved the issue at hand at all. When I remember those days. It was so frustrating and in a way also logical. We had different approaches. We had cultivated such different ways of dealing with conflicts in our parental homes that there was a big clash of unwritten rules during moments of conflict in our relationship. Through the years, it has now been 15 years, maybe you learn a bit faster. We learned slowly by slowly to change our mini culture of conflict. So, what are nowadays some of our unwritten rules, you might wonder? We both watch our tone. Huge learning point for me. But also, if one of us gives an annoying tone in the moment, we give that feedback and still continue with the conversation. We don't discuss sensitive topics after 9 p.m. Being tired just doesn't help. We stay on topic of the problem and don't make it bigger than necessary. What I find a very helpful focus in the moment something pops up is to give the issue the appropriate weight. It's a balancing act of being honest about how you feel about something, being able to verbalize it in a non aggressive way proportionately to the issue at hand, so that most of the time the repair can follow quickly. And that's the art I'm learning and dedicated to. So I hope this diaries gave you some input and makes you think about unwritten rules during moments of conflict in your personal life that you want to change. I'm wishing you well and hope you enjoy the rest of this day creating your culture. Bye. If you want more of this, check out our website creatingyourculture.com. Join me next time for a new episode of the Unwritten Rules Diaries. Thank you for listening or watching.